and people were very interested in helping me out, getting the details on how to play better. Even if they wrecked me hard, they will say
Those are what I'm doing. Welcome back to the
look out for
channel.
your stamina, try to evade and block attacks. Even someone had time to explain to me tricks for the Nobushi. You guys are amazing. I know it's not everyone, but keep it up. I was just gonna try this game, and now I already bought it. So that is like, that means the world to me as a community developer, and I really thank everybody in the community for really stepping up and making it a cool place for all these new people coming in, playing for free over the free weekend. And I think people like that saw how cool the community is and maybe decided to stick around. So thank you.
Oh, it was really successful.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yo,
sure.
Diego, how you doing, sir?
The other thing that recapped this past weekend was our Hero Series, our first ever Hero Series.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It was over the weekend. You may have seen it. It was like a 12-hour stream. It was a long day. We were both there.
And it started early.
It started really early. It was a long, long day. But yes, obviously we've seen discussion about this. There was some unfortunate negative discussion coming out of it. So we thought we'd just talk about it very quickly. I know the big topic was the use of unlocking.
Yeah, but so a couple of things on that. First, unlocking is in the game.
It is.
And there's a lot of moves, or there was a lot of moves that you could perform unlocked. And those guys were playing to actually win the game and win the money. So it's quite difficult to forbid all of those moves and actually enforce that policy, not only in the qualifier, but also after that on stage, this kind of thing. So I prefer to say it's in the game, so you can actually use it and know it's more our issue to fix it.
He's not saying it's in the game because we want you to, we want the game. It was unintended.
It's a bug,
but it is
in the game.
So it's on us to fix it as we have.
Exactly. It's more our problem to fix than the problem.
So he said unlock tech or fair game then, that's what he's saying.
And as you might have noticed, before the Hero Series, we fixed a bunch of them. In the previous patch, we also fixed a lot of them. Yep. We are committed to fix them as fast as we can, as fast as we find them, as fast as we have fixed for them, we deploy them. It's not intended, and we don't want that into the game. But on the other hand, we can't really punish people for actually using those ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's for some context too, there's a bit of a tradition there too in fighting game tournaments. You know, like it's that philosophy of what's in the game are your tools available to you to win. Yeah. If it's in the build that day and you're not explicitly like either banning a full character like we had to do the 1 week for the Raider, it gets really hairy when you have to have admins like keep an eye on very specific moves that are frankly kind of hard to actually even notice what it is if you're not well versed in For Honor. So that's where we landed on that.
Anyway, it's bugs. We are committed to fix them, as you might have noticed in the latest patches, and it's going to continue.
What kind of bummed me out was there was sort of a bit of like almost a witch hunt against our man Alan Akin, who the narrative that got out was, oh, this guy won by cheating. He won because he was really fucking good. And
he had the same tools than all the other players
out
there that day. They all had the same tools, had access to the same build, same characters, same techniques, and he actually won. Yep. And I can tell you, I saw him just after his victory, and he was quite tense. It was really intense for him as it was intense for all the other competitors. So he did a good job. Yep. He won that tournament. Now, as of today, could he have used the same technique he used last Saturday to win that tournament? Some are yet not available in the game. Others are still there, and we're still continuing to fix them.
Cool. But yeah, if you're wondering, look back in any of our patch notes.
But he did a really good job, so I want to congratulate him again.
Yeah, he did. He did. So don't go after the players that were in the Hero Series. They weren't there by a fluke. They're all very good at the game. I know that watching it sometimes, I saw the chat during it, like a lot of comments, but if you took them on one-on-one, you might find out that they're a lot better than you were assuming they are. So yes, okay, that was the Hero Series, and I thank everyone for watching. I mean, it was actually quite a big success for us. So we're talking now. What will we do next? We'll let you know if we do another one this season or not, so stay tuned, perhaps. Okay, but another thing that we actually haven't recapped because we were in all this new information mode about Season 3 and Roman was on vacation, Damon was on vacation, was our last PTS. So we did a public test 3 weeks ago now, I think, 3 or 4, 3, where we tested the defensive meta changes as well as some
Hope they keep
stuff.
the meta
And,
changes.
we didn't actually kind of debrief you on what we felt went well or not so well in the defensive meta side of things. So Roman thought it'd be cool to do that today.
Yep.
I agree.
So just one thing before starting on that one. What's next? So like I said before, the goal of that PTS was to test a bunch of changes to the fight system. It was never to say, hey, those are the changes, and that's going directly into the game. That's always been the idea of testing it, collect feedback, collect data, and improve from that, do another one, etc. So the next step is, yes, there's going to be a new PTS, a new public test environment with an improved version of that's addressing a lot of the feedback and comment that we received, and also that's improving a lot of things that we see. No update at the moment, but in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, early September, we have a new community workshops.
Yep.
With, again, some of you guys coming here to test things for the next season, and also they will test a new build of those improvements.
Cool.
Good,
So
good.
what's the feedback?
I remember you, bro.
So basically, the way we gathered that feedback, we had 3 different channels of gathering. We had first a big survey that we sent to everybody that participated into the PTS, and we got a lot of answers. So that was massive data to debrief. We also received really detailed feedback from a lot of players, whether it was on Reddit or directly to us. Like, for example, Barras did an amazing job of compiling those feedback. I received a lot of feedback from Sophie Face, also, etc. True Talent actually told to me during the Euro series, give me a lot of interesting feedback. So anyway, a lot of you guys, sorry if I forgot some of you, a lot of you guys gave us directly their feedback. So that was also really interesting. And we looked at a lot of metrics and things that we monitor on our side around win-loss, what type of move were used, etc. So we had a shit ton of stuff to debrief. And okay, what did we find? What did we find on that? So the first thing, it's overall, so that's the survey that I'm watching. That's overall report on all of those feedback. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to transfer that into a clean PowerPoint for you to see. So I'm just gonna tell you it.
Boy, he looks tired.
So overall, it was perceived as a good improvement on the fight system. That was the overall perception of that PTS. There are some elements that are not working or that needs huge change, but the feedback was it's the good direction.
Nothing yet.
And it was making the game slightly faster and slightly less defensive. So hey, that's cool. We're going into the correct direction. So what are the main topics? What are the main learnings? So no guard break guarantee after a successful parry was appreciated. That's one of the big things that stand out. Like it got extremely really high level of extremely satisfied in the survey.
That's coming in.
It was something really interesting. The one thing that was polarizing was the fact that parrying a light and parrying a heavy attack was giving the same reward. So that was something that was meh. So that's something that we will work on, trying to find some better reward when you're parrying a light attack, but not getting to the guarantee guard break for sure. We're not going back to this one. Changes to stamina were well perceived. Also, that was more than a lot of the feedback we received was it was a positive thing, and that's cool. So we're going to continue in that direction. The important elements were first that we need to improve on that. It's too easy to escape by choosing some mechanics to escape when you're out of stamina. just unlocking and moving backward. You're not moving as slow as you should, but also by choosing the glide unlock switch stance mechanic. So those are things that we will improve. Another element that was not like was not being able to parry when you're out of stamina. So that's on me. That's a big mistake. I think it would create some interesting element. Actually, it was doing the invert. By reducing those opportunities, it was reducing the ability of the attacker to actually trick the defender that was out of stamina into doing something wrong.
Right.
So that's definitely something that we will put back into the game, the ability to parry when you're out of stamina, or the ability to parry against somebody that is doing revenge. But then I think we're gonna maybe try some special stuff when you're doing a parry out of stamina. Either it's not as good parry, or it gives you some specific stuff like full stamina or things like that. We're gonna make some.
No news on rank mode yet.
How does the parry behave when you're out of stamina?
But I like the fact that you can no parry after no garbage
and of
parry.
course, yes, there's a lot of tweakings that we want to do on the how much stamina, what is removed when you get parried, and this kind of thing. Changes to guard break. So the fact that when you're attacking, you're much less vulnerable to guard break. That was widely appreciated. So we're gonna keep this one. What we want to improve also is the mechanic between feint and guard break. So that's something we'll look at to make feint more vulnerable to guard break, to have attack almost not vulnerable to guard break like it was in the PTS, and have feint much more open to guard break. So that's something that we'll be looking at. Removal of the input buffer on the zone attack to prevent flicker. That was really liked. And what was interesting is that on our side, in terms of data, we looked at how well people perform the zone attack, whether they were on keyboard, of course, but also for the people that were using control and what type of control they were using. And
how you doing?
Great. So that's definitely something that's going to go into the game as soon as we can. Not in the next patch, but we're looking to put it, to give it, to release it live during this season.
Yeah, people were wondering why that wasn't in at Season 3 launch.
So the issue is by removing that buffer, so that was not really noticed by a lot of people in the PTS, but by removing that buffer, it actually creates some issues in the connection, in the fight logic of some characters. So we need to make adjustments in the fight logic to not break other strategy or other elements in the game. So that's why it requires a little bit of time and testing, but that's coming.
No news on rank mode yet.
During that season. No hard data at the moment. So, no, chip damage. So overall, people like the chip damage, but everybody was like, hey, chip damage is not enough. It's not removing enough life. We need a higher value of chip damage. And also it's the fact that chip damage is not killing, and there is the regeneration of health in critical. All of that was in the feedback and was not really well perceived. So what we are looking at is two things. First, we will test to remove the critical health regeneration when you're in fight. That's for sure. That's going into the next build.
Oh, damn, no more regeneration.
The next test build.
Yeah, the next test build. That's something that we're already confident with it, and we feel good. On the amounts of chip damage, there is one thing to take into consideration, is that inter-block, so blocking a light attack in that build was not doing chip damage. So currently we're looking at whether overall increase the chip damage level or actually activate chip damage on all type of block. It can be one or the other. We are not sold on this one.
Chip damage on everything.
We'll continue, but definitely we want to make chip damage more threatening into the game, and we think that's
make it lethal as well.
That's the feedback we received. Cool. The changes to revenge were well perceived. Some of those were actually in the patch of that season, so we're gonna continue with that. The fact that an attack in revenge state were unparryable was disliked, and like I said, it was not actually a good thing to do. We will remove that. And What else do we have in that? What else do I forget? So overall, that's the feedback we receive on the PTS, and that's the type of change we will be doing. One thing also that we are looking at, it's the behavior of stamina.
Thanks for subscribing, Jason.
Do you lose enough stamina or not? That's something that we will be taking a look at. One thing that was interesting, it's the perception of impact on the balancing of the character.
Oh.
And what's funny is we looked at the Dominion win rate and the kill death ratio of each character on PTS. And we looked at the perception. So there in one of the survey, there was a question around how do you think, compared to live, how much weaker or stronger are each heroes? And so if we look at, for example, the Centurion, win rate ratio was 52% on the PTS, but people gave him a 4.4 out of 5 in terms of perceived increase of power. So people were feeling that the Centurion was much stronger, whereas 52% is roughly what he has currently in live. Whereas character, something like Conqueror, people were feeling it's much more powerful than in live, where actually its win-loss ratio was only.
He said unlocked Texas in the game, so.
On the other end,
character
like the Kensei, that has his win-loss ratio on the PTS at 57%. So for sure, that's much bigger than what we have currently on live. His power perception was actually really low. People were feeling that he was weaker on the PTS that is currently on live work. And so that was also interesting because that means that on our side, not only in terms of balancing, yes, we have things to do, but also that means that it requires more time because when there is that type of divergence, that means that player did not get the full grade of all the modification. So that's why we're going to do another round of PTS on that end.
One question I've seen related to that, because of previous discussions we've had on the show, people are wondering, while the team is doing another round of defensive meta, we're going to do another PTS, will there be regular balance changes during the season as well?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, we'll continue to do regular balance. A little bit less because there are hard at work also on those changes, and making those changes takes a lot of time because there's also specific balancing for
implications,
for the PTS.
Right.
But yes, we'll continue to do balancing during that season.
Good.
Very cool. Okay. Good recap, Roman.
Thank you. I hope it was clear. If you have more questions or if some elements were not clear,
yes,
ask the guy who will follow Twitter, or if you follow me on Twitter, ask me directly.
Send them my way. So, Season 3, as I mentioned, just launched on Tuesday. Seems to be going pretty well so far. Things are pretty positive over in the old For Honor community, which, again, I appreciate everyone's positivity lately. It's a nice change of pace from where we were last season. So, it's live now. If you don't have the Season Pass, you will be able to get those heroes next Tuesday for 15,000 steel each. If you have a Season Pass, you've got the heroes. It's
Can you do again the season patch salesman speech that you did,
during the Hero
during
series?
the whole day in the Hero series? That was hilarious.
Season Pass gets you 2 weeks early. Gets you 1 week early access to the two new heroes in the season every season. It also gets you 30 days champion status, in addition to some other cool bonuses. Check out the Season Pass now for Honor.
You know, you could be a radio host doing the live advertising.
Every character should have an unlockable.
So some people noticed I was around the Reddit this morning. I found myself with about an hour or so to answer some questions and send things around to the team that I saw. So I just wanted to address a few of those.
How you doing?
The smoke emote that you currently have for the Highlander and the Gladiator is cool. It's actually more of a cinder. I don't know why we called it smoke. It's more of a cinder, Dark Souls-y type thing. It's awesome. And I've had people asking about that. It is not exclusive to the Season Pass. We're actually going to be releasing that emote for all heroes. I won't tell you when, but it's soon. So that's coming for all heroes.
Season Pass have an early access.
Exactly. But for all heroes, not just the Highlander and the Gladiator. Okay, this was another big one. So our audio team, who are awesome, did a big pass this season on a lot of audio stuff in the game. One of those happened to be changing the Conqueror's beloved rah, rah, rah. Yes, we heard you loud and clear. And as I said on Reddit, I went over to our audio director's desk to mention it to him. And as I was walking, I hadn't even said anything. He's like, "This is about the raw, isn't it?" And I was like, I didn't even answer. He's like, yeah, we're already fixing it. So I just turned around, went back to my desk. So our devs are always on the Reddit as well, and they see these things. So props to them for being on point.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream.
That's being reverted back. I don't have a timeline for you, but they're looking at that. I know that there are other characters that were changed, so I don't have specifics on what other characters they might change back, but our audio guys
best, man.
love
Thank you so much.
the community. They especially love the community when you have feedback on audio, whether it's positive or negative. They like to hear it. So anytime you want to share that feedback, please do, because they're there waiting for it.
They're craving for feedback.
Absolutely.
They're always sad that nobody talks about it.
So yes, props to them. They're fixing that. Okay, you mentioned the flicker fix already.
Yeah, right.
The other was this is a big one, was the Highlander's guard break. Team's already looking into that. It's just a bug, the guard break.
Yeah, something we missed.
Yeah. All the details are.
What's wrong with this guard break?
Basically, you couldn't really punish after you do the guard break with the Highlander. But the
Not intended.
Yeah, team's on it. Team's on it. So calm down. Stop yelling at me about the Highlander. How are you feeling about the new season? I didn't even ask.
Yeah, I feel great. First, I love the new character, and I love the new maps. But it's really good to see that we're also improving on our side. Like, yes, definitely there's issues. I see at least issues in terms of balancing on the Gladiator, on the Highlander, and things that we want to improve. But I think it's much better than where we were. So I want to thank, like I did already, everybody that helped us during the development of that season.
I didn't say when it released in the tournament mode yet.
Improve the way we were doing stuff and the way we were balancing and doing things in the team. And also I want to thank a lot everybody in the teams, because they learned a lot and they are getting also better at what they're doing. Or they are getting better at telling me to shut the fuck up and let them do their job.
Get out of my life.
So no, overall I feel great, and I hope it will continue.
Yeah, we had our art director Christian on last week, and we kind of talked about that too. As we're progressing with developing the game, people are really getting better at what they're doing, whether it's in fight or art or map design, level design, that sort of thing. Like, everyone is really stepping up their game and evolving kind of each season, which is really cool to see. So yeah. Cool. I had a few questions that I thought you could answer about the new season. So this was more of a general one that we saw a few folks discussing. It's kind of maybe a more basic question, but I thought it'd be worth answering. So
they haven't said yet. They're going to, though.
The Gladiator. What is it about the Highlander that makes him a hybrid specifically? And what is it about the Gladiator that makes it an assassin? People thought the Highlander would be a heavy just based on the way he looked and fought, and people thought maybe the Gladiator would be a hybrid by their look and feel.
Okay, so the main thing about the Highlander is big, he's slow. Yes, that's true. The main thing, he has stances, and he can't hold his stances. So
thanks so much.
That constant defense, and he has regular attack. So that makes him either a vanguard or actually a heavy character. But the fact that he has all that alternate states mechanic that makes him more deadly and that removes his defensive ability, that's for me more an assassin. And so for me, that's the mix of
you deflected it
stance and his alternate form that is more
Adam, how you doing?
More attack tools that for me makes him a hybrid character. So that's for the Highlander. It's not because he's a little bit slow that he should be heavy. He has some.
They say it's in the game, so you can use it.
And the
they say unlock tags in the game.
But he also has that alternate stance that gives him more really deadly offensive tools. So that's why for us he's a hybrid. Whereas for the Gladiator, yeah, he's a big guy. That's true, but he moves fast.
He does.
And so in terms of design, that's not because he's big that he's necessarily not an assassin. And I don't like the fact that assassin needs to be skinny.
Little tiny, yeah.
Exactly. That's
Little
not
elf.
necessarily the thing. For me, felines, that's right.
Felines, yeah.
Felines are fucking assassins. Like lion or panther, they are fucking deadly. And
Nice.
they can be big, and they move fast, and they are muscular. And why I'm saying that, it's because that was the kind of concept behind the gladiator.
The lion, as you
Yes,
mentioned, right
exactly.
here. Oh,
And he's an assassin because, well, he doesn't have defense, he can't maintain his stance, he has a lot of options out of his dodges, he has the deflects, etc. So all of those elements are things that we give to assassins. But again, for us, this qualification, it's more like big high-level terms, but each hero is actually different.
great. Okay, and this is what I can answer because I looked into it when I saw the question asked. Will there be a Season 2 Samurai Faction War Victor pack? We did a Viking victory pack after Season 1 because Vikings had won. Will there be a Samurai one for the store? So I asked our guys about that. We're not.
And we don't really like the samurai, so we are not doing well.
Yes, we have a known bias. No, turns out that that particular pack, people didn't really care too much about. It wasn't super popular. So the guys who do the packaging or the bundling, I guess is the word, they got a lot of cool new ideas that they're going to be working on. So they're moving away from that sort of bundle to other things, which we'll talk about when they come. But that's the answer there. Sorry.
Hey, thanks for subscribing, Miguel.
Why are
Welcome to
some
Smooth
maps
Family.
only for certain game modes? I think maybe that's about the Viking Village. It's not in Dominion.
So basically, when we're developing maps, we have a philosophy of we have two big genre of maps. We have what we call sanctuary maps, which are, for example, Citadel Gate, Sentinel, all the maps that you're able to play in Dominion. And
Dwayne, how
those
you
maps are designed primarily with Dominion in mind, so that's why usually those maps have that wide space to have the lane in the middle and this kind of stuff. And then we make some adjustments in those maps to make them work with other game, but it's primarily Dominion maps. And then we have what we call the Wastelands or Warzone maps,
Wasteland.
which are the Viking Village, Forest Canyon, all of the maps. And those maps are designed first for elimination and skirmish. So they have more circular type of flow with more narrow path going on all the directions there. And they don't have that much the large space of the lane, and they don't have really the capture point design part of the map. It's more like arena design. The way we think about those Warzone map, it's really like a lot of arenas linked with interesting paths to create choke points and those kind of things. So that's why it's some map are thought for Dominion, and Dominion has a bunch of specific constraints with the lane and the capture point. And some map are thought more for arena and melee fighting.
I'm going between Gladiator and Orochi.
Circular navigation, and those are more for elimination.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Skirmish
Cool.
stuff.
Speaking of maps, I saw Ox Evil Eye asking, did Sentinel get removed from Dominion? I haven't been able to play it today or yesterday, only on release. That's news to me, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm going to look into it after the show and see if that's in fact true.
No, it should not have been removed.
It definitely shouldn't have
Maybe because the front
Yeah.
line moved.
They defended the guy that won the tournament too. They say, you know, he used what tactics that are in the game, and if we fought him one-on-one, he'll wreck us. So they said that he deserved it.
Check it
Should not
out
be the
after the
case.
show.
Definitely not.
Cool. Another update. So one of the things people have definitely noticed since our release of Season 3, matchmaking, not as great. So yes, that is true. There has been a bit of an issue with matchmaking.
Yes, we are doing some kind of big work on our backend side, on the
Roman's doing a lot of work
connectivity
on his
network.
backend.
Yes, exactly. No, the team, actually, I don't do any work. I just talk and go to meeting. That's what I do. No, I definitely don't do that. No, but we have a team hard work on all those connectivity issues, and more that all the connectivity architecture, etc. And at the moment, there is some side effects
Yes.
of that work that shows into our matchmaking. I'm sorry about that. There is a fix that is coming soon.
Yep.
This one.
Good.
I haven't heard that yet, but it's definitely soon.
Yep.
And it's gonna fix it. So sorry about
The
that.
game's never gonna
Stay
be
tuned on
balanced. I
that,
mean, at least they're trying.
It's
That it's some work that we
Coming
need
quick
to do for the future. So.
yes, yes. We'll have more to say on that as we get closer to that being fixed. Speaking of that, tournaments are also still being worked on. So tournaments, we posted an update on
Come on, man.
Tuesday or on Monday saying the tournaments wouldn't be releasing with Season 3. So they are still working on that. The problem was a little deeper as they dug. So check back next week for an update here. We will have whatever the update is for you.
No tournament, guys.
I know people are psyched about that. I'm psyched about, sorry, microphone. I'm psyched about that. We will get to it as soon as we possibly can. And what else is going on? I've mentioned this on the last couple of shows. I just want people to be aware. We're doing a PAX panel at PAX West, September 4th from Seattle. Roman will be there. Damien will be there. Bio will be there. It's at 2:30 p.m. on the 4th. That's a Monday. It's also going to be streamed live in case you can't be there in person. But if you are going to be there in person, please let us know. We want to meet up with For Honor fans and stuff while we're out there in Seattle. It's a cool opportunity for us, not just to do a panel with a live audience, but we want to see and talk to you guys in person. We haven't gotten a ton of chances to do that, and we want to do that. So please let us know if you're going to be around PAX. We'll organize a meetup, things like that, and we'll see you there.
If you want to come, have a beer, have a real life duel.
Don't do that. Don't duel with, he does martial arts. Okay, and last thing, because as you know, I'm constantly on the Reddit reading your feedback, suggestions, and questions. We had a good one this week that I wanted to address directly from user Titletown Relo. He asked, he's a Kensei guy, I guess. After decapitation execution, Kensei and Highlander's golf swing emotes should be able to send the severed head flying across the map if you line it up correctly.
So, actually, some of our animator and technical guys look at that and say, oh, that could be interesting. What if we activated it? So, let's take a look at
They
it.
did a small test. Yes, so chops off the head. And you'll see our animator goes to great length to line himself up.
As we can see, also there's
Perfectly.
the feedback of one of the cheat modes. Anyway.
That's what it looks like when you cheat. Okay, he's lined up the head. Tiger Woods style.
Oh, God.
Nice! We could do that.
Turns out that
Turns out we could do that. But the issue
Oh, God.
is...
that.
If we do that, there is some
Yeah.
slight side effects.
They find
No, they didn't say anything
side
about that, man.
effects. Turns out when you turn physics on a dead body, lots of things can happen. So let's see that. So take 2 here. This poor warden is just being destroyed for our pleasure. So let's line ourselves up. Try to tee this one off. Really takes his time with the lineup here. Gets set. Looks at his target. There goes an entire body across the map. So, yes.
Oh,
I
the
know,
body is
it's
funnier.
hilarious. The reason we wanted to show that is just because it's funny. We're
No,
not making this
it's
happen.
a test that we make for
It's not happening.
multiple reasons. We can't do that
To be clear,
at the moment
it's not happening, but it's
in the
very funny.
multiplayer maps. But that was fun. Maybe in the future we'll consider that kind of change, but it's...
Oh, my God. That was great.
So we thought you would enjoy that. Even if we can't put it in the game for you, we did have the
yet.
animators. put
Ronald,
it
thanks for
together.
subscribing, bro. Welcome to the channel.
Titletown Relo. And that is really it. We're going to go into community clips now. I don't know. Roman might have to run and do actual work today, but we have a ton of clips. So this is, again, we just want to have fun. It's the new season. So if you have a hamburger on the grill, don't feel bad about going to take it off the grill and eat it and leaving the show. We're going to do clips. So go eat your hamburger.
See you guys.
Thank you.
See you, buddy.
And we're going to go to our first one, actually, from our man Max. Our man Max, who runs the boards for the show, and that I yell at almost weekly. He put together this video actually before the season even launched, when we heard that there was a big barrel in the Viking Village map. So let's check it out.
Okay, guys.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Indiana Jones. What really sealed it for me was the Wilhelm scream, which Spielberg uses in every one of his movies. Okay, on to our next one. This is from Dinkeldorf on Reddit. Hey Conk. It's a video.
This is one of the reasons why I want to get For Honor for PC. So I can have chat like that as well. And see all the crazy funny things people say.
This is how great friendships are formed. I'm going to find out in a couple... Oh, yes. We're going to find out in a couple years that those two are best friends, or they got married or something. All right, Flukerson. Oh, this is actually Zero Crack. I got to meet his brother, Daith, at the... sorry. I'm not up on my Gaelic. At the Hero Series.
I know, I have to get on
Zero
PC.
Crack
I think I might pull a trigger.
Creator, does a lot of great,
I should have bought it when it was half off this weekend.
For Honor videos. So he put this one together before the season launched, where he was trying to predict what emotes would be spammed.
You have it on PC already, bro?
By the Gladiator
Oh, man.
and the Highlander. So
it'd be so much easier to parry and deflect.
Alright boys, what's the story? The Season 3 content's coming in and you're all excited about them new characters, ain't you? Well, let me tell you, there's bigger things afoot here, like the new emote spam. Have you thought about that now? That's where the pros are separated from them scrubby boys, you see. I'm gonna show you the method I use to predict them first. What I've done here is recreate the spam from the full emote and compare it. No hacks by it. Just counting the frames and reversing the end of the spam to create a close likeness. I like to call this the crack-proof method.
Yeah,
so
they're fixing it.
Now at each emote, I'll just let them play away for you guys. I know I have my favorite. That's going to be in the outro. And in the meantime, have a good one.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna pull a trigger because I'm pretty committed to For Honor. But I gotta buy a season pass again for PC then. I don't have to do that. Why did I ban him? Because he was too slow. I have a PC. I just don't have the game for PC. That YouTube money, bro. That YouTube money is not that much money, bro.
So you wanna be hardcore with your hat to the back, talking about the gats in your raps, but I can't feel that hardcore appeal like.
Well done, Zero Crack. Okay.
Hey, Ward, thanks for subscribing.
How are you? Luke Duchesne's here.
How are you?
I'm okay.
I was sitting upstairs at my desk, and I was not scheduled on that show, by the way.
I know I should have got lost half off.
Leaving, so
I didn't even think about it.
Puppy.
It's true, I was alone.
You'll be alone, and I know the last time, one of the last time I was in, it's been a while though, because no, 2 weeks ago. Last week I was live from LA on the beach. We actually shot 2 videos, one in the SL studio, one near the beach, and he chose the beach. And I was like, poor little puppy is alone, so I'm going to come and join him. And I like this part because I cannot read their name.
Yes, this is the best part.
So which one are we at now?
We're at number 4.
Number 4. Wanna be like Shugo from Multi-Mark Boy.
All right.
Well, they're gonna fix this guard break. I said that was a mistake. Yeah, I'm gonna play with subs on Saturday. We're gonna do elimination. At 12 p.m. PST. They're gonna fix the Highlanders guard break. Dabo, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. I don't know what this highlight button does. Create highlight. Oh, you gotta choose a time. That's a lot of work right there. Yeah. I'm glad it doesn't have a highlight, a parry punish either. Yeah, crushing counter is good for him, for Highlander.
Yes, the Shugoki. Daddy Luke's here.
The Shugoki Daddy Luke. Man, I would control myself not to insult you. You just call me a Shugoki. I know some requested a Shugoki cosplay from me, but not going to happen. I just found out we have 2 pages of those clips.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them.
I should have read the run of show when you sent it to me.
You should have waited to come down.
Yeah, like for the last 3 or 4.
Let's go down to the next one. That hipster turtle on Reddit. First time ever pulling off a double deflect.
Oh.
Zone C.
Double deflect. Oh wow.
Victory.
That was cool.
There, for you. For you.
Oh my
For the
god.
people who asked for it, you asked for it.
Yeah, exactly. So don't complain
We
now.
weren't going to do it.
You asked for it.
Yeah. Speaking of Pascal, who's the one who responded and said that this was
Fuck,
happening.
we're willing to.
So, we mentioned a few weeks ago with our Season 3 trailer, it was your first look at Pascal's face. If you could pick him out of that video, no one picked him out. And then Roman today, on his Instagram, right before the show, posted a very mysterious picture.
On Instagram?
Yeah, of Pascal over here in the corner with no lights on. So here's what I'm going to do.
In the dark where he belongs.
I want, if you want to take the time, draw a sketch of what you think Pascal looks like.
Oh my god.
And the best one, I'll give this hat to, because this hat is too tight for my head, and these don't exist anymore. So, the best Pascal sketch, whatever you think he looks like,
Wow.
I'll ship you a hat. So take some time
That's
to do
great. Okay, can we do like, okay, we'll try, okay. We need to do something funnier with that.
Okay.
So we'll try to do a contest or something when you vote, actually.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we'll try to find a way.
We'll share them.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
know.
next week on the show.
maybe on the Reddit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need.
They
to do
love
something
Reddit. You
great.
guys don't talk to these guys. You gotta be on
Pascal,
Reddit.
man of mystery.
All right, what's our next one?
El Euphoria
Hell Euphoria.
Hell yeah.
against the odds number 12, a 2v1 night brawl.
Got dab with haters. You can't do the whole arm thing. That long dab is out now. Got a little tap on it. Game over, bro.
Hell Euphoria. Great stuff. He's done a lot of.
Everybody, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Join the Smooth
Oh, that's why I
family.
saw number 12.
Yeah, he does a lot of them.
Damn,
We've
that's
shown a few
clever.
on the show too. Some of them are really good. And he actually has another video on our list here called "When the Cavalry Arrives," which is that great feeling when you're playing 4v4 and you feel like you're doing your best to stay alive by yourself, and then your teammates come and save you.
Just thanks for subscribing, my man. I appreciate your support. He's like, fuck. I don't know, maybe I'll start playing Dominion mode. I never do. The boys are here. The boys came in deep. I love it. I love it.
So, Avik.
Yes.
During the videos, I have English lessons from Eric. Because sometimes your name are too complex for me. So I need an English teacher. So next one.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta start heading off to work. Again, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, on YouTube.
If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video.
Edgy
Thanks for all the support.
gladiator montage.
You guys take care.
Really
Till
well
next
done.
time, dear gamers. Signing out.